Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. Now, I'm laughing while I'm doing this video, because I can only imagine what Leonard Ellerbe, Steven Espinoza, Bob Arum, Lou DiBella, and just about everybody else in the damn boxing community, the boxing fraternity, what they're saying about this. Damn Eddie Hearn. DAZN lost $2.3 billion in 2021 and more than $6 billion since 2016. And they're still trying to calculate the losses for 2022. And Eddie Hearn has a role in the loss of a lot of that money. Not all of it, but he has something to do with it. Now, this sports streaming platform, right, is backed by a billionaire, Len Blavatnik. Now, this is the thing. The losses with this platform, somehow they swelled to over 79% to $2.3 billion in 2021 as they poured a lot of money into soccer, as they were trying to recoup a lot of money, billions of dollars that were lost in just different sporting ventures, boxing being one of them. And Eddie Hearn had a role to play in that. It's crazy. They had right costs that they didn't anticipate that soared a couple billion from previous years. Now, this is what I find, right? These guys are going out here. They got the CEO of DAZN, and they're making massive investments, right, for certain rights from soccer, boxing, darts, etc. And the cost for what they're doing have been outweighing the revenues, and that same issue as far as cost outweighing the revenues, that boxing had a lot to do with that as well, and Eddie Hearn being one of the advisors. So it kind of falls on his shoulders as far as the losses as a result of his involvement advising them on boxing and the direction they should move. Now, we know DAZN, they're doing a little bit better on their subscribers, right? You know, the majority of the sales as far as the subscriptions come from Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. They haven't quite been able to crack the American market the way they were hoping. And we all know who took the lead on trying to come over here into the American market and make a presence. It was Eddie Hearn. Man was given a wallet, initially $1 billion. Subsequent to that, was given an open line to a specific bank account to try to make things happen and establish the DAZN footprint in America. Now, we've been hearing Leonard Ellerbe say for years, Steven Espinoza, all these guys say Eddie Hearn doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And that has been quite entertaining. Now, again, I want to make sure I say, all of the losses haven't been directly tied to Eddie Hearn, but a lot of it has been. Now, we did see, DAZN did see in 2022 that some of the revenue was able to kind of rise a couple $1 billion that year. And that's good. But the problem is this. It's just not cutting in to all the losses that they've had, and they're in the red. Now, anyone who's been following my channel, I've been saying this, talking about the difference, the change in Eddie Hearn's behavior, the change in his attitude, how he's okay with letting fighters go, how he keeps trying to recycle the Anthony Joshuas, the Canelos, even Triple G, right? Trying to keep them fighting, getting them back and to a winning space. Because if those guys win, there's more money he can make, and Eddie Hearn has to get out the red. I've been saying this for, man, I started this channel back around April, almost a year now, so. And I don't think people really heard me when I was saying that. They are in the red. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. You know, they even had plans for an initial public offering. All of that is paused now. So now that's been pushed back another 2 or 3 years. DAZN's even looking to welcome strategic investors. Like, the venture's lost more than $6 billion since the brand launched, man, in 2016. Okay? They've been having a lot of difficulty just selling the subscriptions. You know? You look at what they're offering. They're investing huge, man, in these different boxers. Look at the money. Eddie Hearn came out here, man. He was investing huge in these fighters in the States. Huge in fighters from all over. Really was able to kind of ramp up his stable of fighters. Everyone's fighting on DAZN. He really thought he was going to be able to get some of those PBC fighters. It didn't work out. Eddie Hearn was even known, in case you guys weren't aware, and I've said it in other videos, I'm going to say it again. Eddie Hearn is the guy who was traveling over here to the United States with the mystery briefcase, trying to lure guys away from their contracts over there with PBC, away from Top Rank, away from Mayweather Promotions. See, you guys probably aren't aware of that story because you probably don't have as much time on your hands. I don't have that much time on my hands either. But I probably got more time than some of y'all because I'm retired. And I'll come across some of these articles. I'm not reading the articles on the latest and greatest or those trending type fighters, right? I'm not going to keep kind of rewashing and recycling the same old damn topic. I like to find new, fresh information to give to you guys. That way it gives you something different to hear about. Not everybody wants to keep hearing about Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Nah, man. Let's get to the nuts and bolts of DAZN being billions of dollars in debt and how Eddie Hearn had something, his inadequate performance and mismanagement of the money and not knowing the American market had something to do with it. And when you look at the fact that they couldn't sell enough subscriptions, although it's somewhat improved, but it's nowhere near where they were hoping, right? So they missed all their targets. When you look at that, it helps you to understand what happened here with DAZN now and going to the DAZN pay-per-view and all these things that they were against. They were adamant that pay-per-view was dead. DAZN's the next best thing. And now they're doing DAZN pay-per-view. I mean, you don't have to be a very bright individual to understand. If a platform like DAZN, who basically said pay-per-view was dead, pay-per-view was poison, that's a toxic solution to get fighters paid, right? All these fights should be able to give it to fighters, to our fans for free through our streaming app just for a super low price. They shouldn't have to pay anything in addition. That's what will make it free, right? And then you come now and you got to charge people this damn, whatever they charge a year. I don't know, $100 a year. I don't even know what they charge, man. Because I had it, but I canceled it like, I don't know, a year ago once I got the Fire Stick. But you don't have to be a very bright person to understand there was something going on there. And when you watch the fact that they start having pay-per-view events, Eddie Hearn's attitude, his energy, fighters getting frustrated, guys he was letting go, fighters start complaining about their pay, him not wanting to honor the contract that was brought to one of his fighters from another management firm. It's because he doesn't have the money to pay them. He can't pay them all of that money he was paying them initially because that money was DAZN money. Eddie Hearn has an obligation to repay a lot, or if not all, or maybe there's even a percentage, a small percentage that he has to pay, in addition to the billions of dollars that he mismanaged. So it's not even funny. What's comical about it is just all the back and forth banter between him, Espinoza, Leonard Ellerbe, and Eddie Hearn. Basically, if you listen to Eddie Hearn, he's such a good talker that you would think that what he's saying is accurate. You would almost trust his word, and I think that's what happened with DAZN. They got Fast Eddie in there doing his talking, sealed the deal, got the $1 billion wallet, and went crazy. And, like Leonard Ellerbe says, he effed off the money. Crazy, man. Crazy, man. DAZN is heavily invested, with different gambling operations, and other sports as well, rugby, etc. But, hey, look, man, they're trying to get it to where their net debt, to get it to drop, several $1 million every year, to try to chip away at just that overall, that's multi-billion dollars in debt. Like, they're just trying to chip away at that and get that number a little bit smaller. But I don't care if you go from $6 billion to $3 billion. That's a lot of damn money lost. Very, very unfortunate, man. But we're gonna see exactly what's going on. DAZN was previously known as a Perform Group PLC, which was a UK-listed company, which was bought by Blavatnik's Access Industries in 2014. Then they restructured and rebranded. So Blavatnik has a net worth of $37.9 billion. So he's got some money, but to lose $6 billion of your $37 billion, that hurts. So that being said, more to come on all of this. Not so sure what's going on, but I think Eddie Hearn is in a very bad space as far as some of that debt that resulted from his mismanaging of funds and poor decisions and not understanding the American market. Because now he's got to, like I said, he's got to make sure any event he puts on is a home run. Hence, Eddie Hearn having all those fights over there in Saudi Arabia. You figure if Eddie Hearn can go over to Saudi Arabia and get the Saudis to put up $1 billion for a fight, right, for the site fee, right? $1 billion. You know how many years that would save him from trying to recoup the debt that he caused? So don't be surprised if you see Eddie Hearn continue to make fights in the Middle East, in Australia, all these places outside of the UK, because that's what he needs to do, man. Absolutely amazing. More than $6 billion lost since 2016, and Eddie Hearn, he's not responsible for all of that, but he's contributed to some of that loss, and not good for Eddie Hearn. But that being said, can't wait till Leonard Ellerbe gets word on this, because I'm sure he's going to have a field day. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. In the breeze.